Hello, this is Douglas. This is scene 3 from the film No Country for Old Men. I entitled this scene the Hold Still, Sir scene. Remembering now the final vertically down perspective of Chigurh retrieving the oxygen tank in the final scene of scene 2, it also shows his self-bandaging, and this will become a shared motif with Moss. Its importance seems to suggest that disparate personalities do the same kinds of things. Now the segue from this vertical shot is to our beginning of scene 3, which is another horizontal segue, the highway as in the end of scene 1. A particular later scene in this story that introduces Detective Wells is from a horizontal highway at nighttime to a vertical elevator that Private Eye Wells enters through. This horizontal highway now, in scene 3, is a little different because it's curving, and we sit in the driver's seat from Chigurh's most incongruous perspective as a lawman pulling someone over, with coincidentally 3 bursts of siren sound. Toward the end of the film, sirens and Chigurh will reconnect. Now, beyond the desolate pullover spot in this desert, the curving is emphasized with a road sign that is coincidentally 30 miles per hour, with the bending slow down arrow on the sign. Now, if the opening parallel line marks symbolize good versus evil, then what has changed to cause the literal, not figurative, but literal bending of these lines? Is it the gravity or graveness of evil as suggested by Chigurh's repetitive killing? Is it heavier than the light of good? Perhaps as the third scene, the emphasis on the number 3 as a motif should be expected. It's not only in the sign, but also in the simpletons' license plate. Previous to this, there have been several numbers, all divisible by 3, including 15 minutes going to hell, the 3 o'clock strangulation, the highway patrol car 720903, and now we see this license plate, 30609, in triplet order as well. So at what point statistically do we accept it to be deliberate by the storytellers as subtext, as opposed to something that is coincidental or random? What do numbers have to do with destiny in a universe filled with laws such as gravity and design? And why, of course, the number 3? For example, how random is the selection of this car versus no other cars to pull over by Chigurh? This is the first car that he comes upon. Later in the story, Chigurh attracts another car to be pulled over, ostensibly to help him, as he appears to have car trouble. Yet, like a spider, he just waits for whoever was destined to do this, as opposed to hitchhiking his thumb to reel someone in. Here, this is the first car he comes into contact with. The simpleton is so compliant, he actually puts on his right blinker to pull over. From his perspective, he must notice immediately Chigurh isn't dressed like a cop. Chigurh might consider such an impersonation of a cop to be a lie, or an hypocrisy like Doc Holliday in Val Kilmer's Tombstone taken too far. "What's this about? What's that for? What is that?" inquires the old man. At this moment, one might infer it could be used to fill air in a tire. Yet the simpleton, upon hearing Chigurh's polite request to hold still, receives a deadly blessing. Like a Sunday priest, Chigurh places the hose upon his forehead before releasing the concentrated air blast. Though this entire scene is Chigurh's escape, we should note that the pacing is as calm as his standing over the dead body contemplating swapping cars.